Hello friends, thanks for joining me. Today we are going to put the journal cover on the Dumbo journal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the front and back cover of the original book that I have altered to create this journal. The first thing I did was I cut the spine to size, and since this is a hidden spine journal, I had cut two of the same size pieces, and the other one is the one I sewed the signatures into. So this one's going to be the actual spine that you'll end up seeing. As you can see, I am cutting some fabric. This is the fabric that I'm going to use to cover the spine. This is the same fabric that I used throughout the journal for various things. I created some tabs with it. I healed some torn pages with it. Did some additional embellishing with it. When I'm creating a book cover, I do not always use duct tape, but I frequently use duct tape. It's very, very strong. And so that is what I'm going to do to connect the pages to the spine. It will be completely covered, so you will not end up seeing it. Before we move forward and do anything too permanent, we are going to go ahead and grab the inside of the book. We're going to put it inside of this new cover and make sure it fits the way that I want it to. It does fit. So now we're going to move on to the next phase, which is going to be covering the spine with this wonderful bright fabric. I did just list some of this to my Etsy shop if you would like it. This fabric actually started its life as a fabric napkin, and I ended up getting a 4-pack of them, and I just love them. They're cotton, they're wonderful. And at any rate, I don't need 4, so I went ahead and listed one in my Etsy shop. I meant to list 2, so I'll probably add the other one as well. But anyway, just wanted to let you know it's in there if it's something that you love and you have to have. You can see that I tore the fabric to what I thought was the proper size, but it's not reaching around all the way, and it just won't. The fabric's only 16 inches in length and in width, so I'm not going to worry about it. What I did is I tore another piece, and that way I'll use one on the front and one on the back. Now I want to mention to you that I tear my fabrics as frequently as I can. Some fabrics can't be torn, but this is cotton, so it can. And that's why, it's one of the reasons I absolutely love cotton, is because I can tear it. And I do that because I like the rough edge. It's a little bit frilly on the edges because I pull those like probably 3 strands in of thread. I just pull those out, and it gives the ends a nice little frilly edge, and I don't know, I like that texture in most of the things that I create. And now I'm just going to grab my fabri-tac and I'm going to add that over the duct tape, and then I will lay my fabric on it. I'll flip that over and I will do the same on the other side. Now that that is in place, I'm going to check the edges, and if I feel like the fabric is coming up a little too much on the edge, I'm going to add another bead of glue, because I don't want the duct tape to show, even though I chose a color that if it did, it was going to be perfectly fine. It matches everything, but I would prefer it not to show. So I want to add another embellishment to this cover, but I don't want it to be anything that covers the actual cover. Well, I have had this pom-pom trim in my stash for quite a while. I knew I would use it someday, so I've been holding on to it, and I'm so excited to use it on this cover because I think it's a perfect match. I am using my fabri-tac to adhere this, and I think that's going to hold it in place perfectly fine. I hope you guys are doing well and good. It has been extremely hot here in Florida. I've been in my pool the past couple of days, and we've had our swimming pool for 13 years or so, and it has never been what I would consider to be warm. But it actually is, and my pool has always had a little bit of a chill to it, just because where it's situated, it doesn't get as much sun on that side of the house of where it's at. And but it's warm. You can literally walk right into it, and there's no chill factor at all. So it's kind of weird. But at any rate, I spent the past couple days just cleaning it up and scrubbing it, and I mean, it's been clean, it's been no problem, but just giving it a nice, I want it to be perfectly sparkly for our celebration that we're going to have this coming weekend. So spent a couple days out there just scrubbing it and vacuuming it and cleaning the filter and doing all that, and of course enjoying it while I was in there working on it at the same time. All right, we are wrapping this part of it up, and now we're going to go ahead and decorate the spine. Now I already know that I'm going to make a tassel to go with this journal. So we're not going to do a whole lot of spine decorating, but I do want to add something to it. So I received this piece of beautiful yellow sort of lace fabric from my friend Paper Kitty 99, and I think it's a perfect match for this spine. So I am going to go ahead and cut it to size, and then we will adhere that on there. Now I want to also add just a few things to the bottom. So I've pulled some flowers, sort of trying them on for size to see what colors work, you know, what pattern I want to use. And I'm just going to add those to the very bottom, just so that the spine is not completely plain, just in case the new owner decides to remove the tassel and use it someplace else. That way at least the spine will have something on it. I have got the lace on there. Now let's go ahead and add some of these flowers. Now I had a piece of the pom-pom trim that was like a little bit of a scrap, so I removed the pom-poms from it just in case I want to stuff them in between these flowers. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that, but they'll be ready to go if I do decide to do that. So because of my travels in June, July, I can't remember. Anyway, it's we were just moving around a lot, and I felt really disconnected from you guys. So I feel like I'm finally getting caught up on some stuff, even though I'm prepping the house for the party. I do feel like I'm kind of getting caught up, and I thought, I just had this feeling just of disconnection with you guys, and I'm not used to that. So I decided, well, I'm going to go ahead and join in some of the giveaway challenges that are going on. So I'm going to send out a few of those this week, and I'm going to try to do a Tea Tuesday. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it this coming Tuesday, but hopefully soon I'll be able to, just sit down and chat with you guys and, get everybody caught up on what's going on in my life, and as I'm trying to watch your all's videos and get caught up on what's going on in your lives. But it is so weird, even if you miss a week of YouTube, it feels like so much changes, even though it probably doesn't. I don't know, we all sort of keep up with what's going on with each other, and I definitely missed out on a little bit of that. Well, I think this cover is ready for the final phase, which is to put the actual signatures into the journal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my fabri-tac, and I'm going to put it on the hidden spine part, this part right here that I'm holding up. I'm going to put that on there. I will use it quite liberally. The spine that we made is very thick. There is no concern about anything seeping through or anything like that. So I'm going to go up the outside, and then I will go down in between each one of the signatures, and you can see the wax thread there. So I'll make sure that I go in between each one of those, and then I will put a small bead on the wax thread, but not on where the holes are, where the thread goes through the paper, because I don't want any seeping through that way. Hopefully that makes sense. So once I've got the adhesive on there, I will turn this over and I will put it into the book cover. Once I have it in there and I feel good about how it's placed, then you can see I'll go in between each signature and I press down. I use my thumb because it fits in there, and I press down very, very firmly. I want that glue to stick to all of the fabric. Once I'm done pressing it down, I will put clothespins on all of the ends in between the signatures, and then I will leave it sitting closed, but I'll have the spine on a table and the book will be basically sitting on its spine but not open. I'll have it closed, so all the pressure is pushing the hidden spine to the regular spine. Hopefully all of that makes sense. I will let that sit overnight. I will not touch it until the very next day, and then I will check on it and make sure that everything is just as it should be. The next video will be the flip through of this journal. I appreciate you spending time with me. Thanks for watching. See you soon.